We just mentioned the headline, of course, that the Supreme Court has been considering that appeal relating to Archie Battersbee, and the parents of 12-year-old Archie Battersbee have lost the Supreme Court bid to block the withdrawal of his life-sustaining treatment pending a review of his case by a UN committee. So the Supreme Court has dismissed that particular appeal by his family, which was attempting to prevent the life support treatment from being removed. We will have further reaction on that tragic story that has been going on for quite some time. Of course, Archie Battersbee, 12-year-old boy who had been declared brain stem dead by his doctors some weeks ago, and his family, his mother, Holly Dance in particular, had vociferously and fiercely fought the decision by doctors to remove life support treatment for him, and taken it to pretty much every single possible court that they could in recent weeks, and at each turn resolutely argued that they felt he was, in fact, still there inside, despite the doctor's ruling. Let's get reaction now from our correspondent, Sadia Chowdhury, who's outside the Royal London Hospital in East London. And Sadia, the ruling, the decision that Archie's family, and mother in particular, did not want to get.
No, and it has been a very tense morning for Archie's family. We have spoken to them throughout the morning, and they talked about how difficult this fight has already been, and this news will come as a blow to them now that the Supreme Court has rejected their appeal. I'll just go through what the panel said. So this is from the Supreme Court, which said that the panel received this afternoon an application to intervene by the Secretary of State for Health and Social Care, which it grants. It has considered the Secretary of State's submission in reaching its decision. Now, that was new. We didn't know that earlier, that the Secretary of State had himself intervened. The panel, it says, is not persuaded that there is an arguable case that the Court of Appeal has erred, and accordingly refuses permission to appeal to this court. It says that the application, of course, was for the stay to be extended so that the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities could consider Archie's case. It says that the panel is satisfied not only that the Court of Appeal has not erred in the sense mentioned above, but that it made the correct decision. That is the decision yesterday to not allow an extension. It reaches this view, it says, and then it outlines a number of reasons, and it will come as a blow to the family who had hoped that the Supreme Court might take this matter further for them, and that any government involvement would look at it in a sense of the importance of international law. The family argue that convention is binding on UK law, but clearly here the Secretary of State has intervened to say that it isn't. We did speak to the family earlier. We asked them about how they felt, and they said that they were hoping that the Supreme Court can give them some encouraging signs, but this will be a blow, and we await to see what their next steps could be. With the Trust, we know, have said that they were waiting for the outcome of today's decision before they proceed with withdrawing treatment. Remember, that stay had expired at midday today, after which it is now permissible for the Trust to start withdrawing treatment. We await to see what the Trust say. They did say to us that they will be releasing a statement shortly.
And Sadia, not to sort of labour the point, but just remind us all what remaining steps there are, if any, for Archie's family.
Well, the Supreme Court is the UK's highest appeals court, so at least on a domestic level, there doesn't appear to be anywhere further to go, the Supreme Court being the highest appeals court for civil cases. Internationally, there were always several options. There was the European Court, but also the United Nations, and the family had chosen to go to the United Nations specifically because of this right that the United Nations offers under that Convention for the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. And they looked specifically at Articles 10 and 12. Article 10 was to the right to life, and Article 12 is about equality for disabled persons. Now, Archie's family say that it's not about the level of disability. All disability should be treated equal to everyone else. And the fact that the doctors here are saying his prospects are bleak, they say is irrelevant, because if somebody is disabled, they should be given every chance to survive and every medical intervention that they require. The Trust's argument is that his prospects are so bleak. Archie, they've outlined in several court cases the kind of medical intervention that is needed to sustain life. They talked about things like his blood pressure has to be monitored and regulated. His body temperature, they say, needs to be monitored. They've even told us about the intricacies of having to administer artificial teardrops every 4 hours. And they say that every part of his living is being done artificially. And therefore, it is in his best interest to withdraw treatment. But, you know, we'll wait and see what the Trust says. They are, of course, now under a court order to withdraw that treatment, and they can do that at any point after midday today. They've always said that they will do it in discussion with the family, but the family say that they will carry on fighting. They've always said that right to the end, to explore every viable option to give Archie more time to recover. And we await to see what they will say.
Thanks so much for that update.